welcome to my channel again. Today I'm going to show you how to create and cut these beautiful personalized cards. They're shaker cards because, as you know, that's my favorite type of card. But who wouldn't love to get a card that has their name on it and it's personalized? So I thought I would show you today how to do this. This one I made for my sister. That's how I call her. It's not her name. No, I know it looks weird, and it is. That's not her name, but that's how I call her, and she loves animals, and that's what these cards are about. It's not just the name, but personalize it with things that they like. So in this case, this is for her birthday, which is next month, and I personalize with animals because she loves them. I usually use dogs because that's her love. She has 4 dogs. But I just decided to do something different this time. And this is another one, just to give you another idea. On this one, I just cut this animal, I colored it, and I glued it on the top of the card. And this one, I actually stamped on it. I stamped on the mat, as you can see, and then I cut the name, which gives a beautiful, beautiful effect. She's a ballerina. This is for a friend of mine. It's just to say hello. It's not a birthday card, but just to say I'm thinking of you, and I actually was, because when I saw this stamp, I fell in love with it, and I just have to send it to her. So this is another idea, but you just use your imagination, stamp, use images, draw, doodle on it, and stamp beautiful sentiments. Just make sure that it's personalized, and it will bring a smile to your loved one's face. So let's get to it, and I'll show you how to design it on Canvas Workspace, how to sand it and cut on your machine, and how to assemble the card. I already have opened my brother Canvas Workspace, which is a software that comes free with your ScanNCut, and that's where I do all my designs. Because it's much faster, I can show you, and I will show you quickly when I go to the machine to get paper, to cut the paper. I'll show you how to do this there, but it's much more work. You don't have a lot of control. It's much easier to do it on the computer. So first thing we're going to do, and I always start by creating my mat, which is the place where, that piece of paper that where you're going to do your design on, and in this case where you're going to write the names that you want to personalize. Okay, so the size, you click on edit here on the right, and I already know the width is 5.25. Oh, always on click here. Sometimes I forget, because otherwise if you keep this clicked, every time you change something here, it will automatically change there, and you want to have control to actually say, okay, no, that's not what I want. The size I want is 5.25 by 4. Actually, it's the other way around. It's 4 by 5.25, just so I don't have to. There you go. So that's the mat, because I'm going to place this mat on it's an A2 card, so it's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I just take a little bit off to leave an edge, because I usually you'll understand when you see the card ready. So that's where you're going to write on. And actually, I just remembered, you are going to write horizontally, right? Not vertically. So that was a waste of time, but that's okay. So the next thing you're going to do is to personalize your card. So we're going to click on text here and click anywhere. And I'm going to make this one is going to be for my sister. So I'm going to write, this is not her name, it's a weird name, but this is actually how I call her. You can, and then you just drag and make it whichever size you want. It's kind of eyeballing here. If you want to make sure that it's centered, you can just drag, hold your mouse and then drag it, and what it does, it selects everything. And we're going to go here to alignment. We're going to align it to the center. See how it moved a little bit? Just pay attention to what's happening here. And I'm going to also align it in the middle. What that does is that it's completely centered. It's perfectly centered. So this is the nickname that I call her by, Cri. It's in Portuguese, so I'm not going to go into that, but it's just a very affectionate way. And that's how I call my sister. I think I want it a little bit bigger. And I'm not even going to, I think I'm not going to center it because I want to add something here. It depends, as you saw the example I showed you in the beginning. Remember the one with the ballerina? I actually moved it a little bit to the left so I would have room for the ballerina here. It depends on how you're going to do this. It depends on what you want. So if you're going to add stamping, fine, or if you're going to add something else, I'm going to add this image that I already colored, but I want it kind of right here, so I don't want it totally centered, but I do want it centered in relation to the height. So how you do that? You click here, middle, so I know that it's centered there. Just a little bit more to the left because it's a small word, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think that's fine now. So it's very easy, just write. And I actually brought here, you might be thinking, well, which letter is good for that? Which font, right? I use in here, in this example, it's antique, and I haven't downloaded any special fonts, so I'm sure you have that on your computer too. Antique Oakland. Just write that down. That's the one that I usually use. It's very bold, see, very thick. It's perfect for shaker cards and for cards that you want to personalize the way that I'm just showing you here. But I want to give you some other examples as well. And I already have some words here just so you see the different fonts. And of course, that depends on your personal taste. I have some names here, and I even have Kri. This one is very round, see, but it's kind of cute too. I really like this example here. I may even use it this time, but I want you to just write down the name of the fonts. This one is called Topan Bunkiyu. That's a very complicated name. Just write it down. I'll give you some time. But what I did was I just went through the ones that looked like they were thick enough for me and that would look good. So that's one. The other one is Broham. I think that's how you say that. I don't know. But write that down. But, you know, do your own testing and try to see which ones you like. This one is the basic Arial black. I mean, every computer comes with that one. It's a very good one too, see? It's very thick. And the last one is Florida. That's an easy one to remember. But I wanted to show you different options depending on what you want. Let me see which one I used. Antique. So I think I'm gonna go with Florida this time. That's the Florida one, right? So you just go here. It's very easy to change. You find the Florida and you click on it and it changed. There you go. So I'm just gonna go down a little bit because I think it's a little bit taller. So I'm going to erase all these. I just wanted to show you and give you some more options. And actually, guys, you are ready to go. Now all you need to do is to send this file to your machine and then go there and cut. And I'm going to show you how to do this there, but I really don't like to do anything on the machine because it's just not as practical. You don't have as many tools, and it's much easier to do on your computer. I'm just gonna make sure this is centered. It is. I'm gonna move a little bit more to the left, and I'm going to export. You go on File, Export or Transfer, because that's how I'm going to do this one. Transfer, and you send it to your machine, and it's going to say that the machine is ready to download. So I will see you there. Okay, so here I am. I am first going to show you how to do the same thing that I did on Canvas Workspace, and you'll understand why I would rather do it there. But if you want to create directly on your machine, there is a way. You just go to Shapes, and remember, we always start with a rectangle. Same thing here. Remember that button that you have to unclick. If you click here, you can actually make whichever size you want without changing both. But if you don't, then every time you move something, it goes proportionately. So you don't want that. You just want to make sure that you have it the right height. So I'm gonna do the same here. Remember, it's 4, keep going, 4, and here it's 5, 2.5, 5.25. So same thing. So I created the rectangle, set, and now what we're going to do is to add, because you still need the word, right? And we're going to go here to fonts. And here's the thing, see how many fonts they give you? Not many at all. And actually for that kind of effect, the only one that's okay, because it has to be thick. Neither one of these. This one maybe, but I mean this would look okay, I guess, but it just doesn't give the same good effect. And you write, let's say Adam. Okay. And the other thing here too, you have limitations in terms of size. It's already telling you that the height is 1.16 and the width is 5. I think the width is a little bit too much, because it's 5 point, it's going to take up most of it. So I'm just going to go down a little bit. I think that's okay now. You click on set and it shows you both, and what you do is you just move it to wherever you want. See, it's still a little big, but that's fine. You can actually, over there where we were before, you can add the space between the letters too. So that's how you do it here. That's fine. It's up to you, but I think it's just simpler to do on your computer. So I'm just gonna go click here and delete everything, and I'm going to retrieve from my computer the file that I see. There it is. It's ready to go. So I am just going to, I think I'm gonna move here, and I should have grouped because I know where my paper is. I'm just gonna move it, eyeball it. I think here will be fine. A little bit lower. That's fine because I know my paper is over here. We could have scanned and placed it wherever, but just remember, every time you send something to your machine, make sure to group everything first, because if you want to move like I did now, they're not separated. It's just one file, and I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. I want to cut and start, and I will see you when this is done. Okay, so I have the panel cut now, and yeah, don't worry, I have the little piece. You always have to keep the little pieces for letters like R, that have like A too, that has the little piece that you need to connect, and you have to glue that, and I'll show you when and where. But I'm going to show you now how to assemble the shaker card. I have another video that I can have the link below for you that goes into more details, but basically for a shaker card, what you need is, the first layer is this, which is the panel. The second layer would be the acetate. You need a piece of acetate and to glue right here so it keeps the sickles inside when you move it. And believe me, we all make this mistake of putting everything together. We turn around and we go, oops, where's the acetate? But there is a way around that, and I'll tell you what to do when that happens. But that's the second layer. The third layer would be either a foam piece like this that goes perfectly, and that's what I do. What I do is, I'll show you, I just get a piece of foam and I turn the panel around like this. I trace it with a pen or a pencil, and then I cut it, or you can do it on your ScanNCut too. It depends. If I'm mass producing, then I use the ScanNCut, but if it's only one, I just do it by hand. But it's perfect. See, you can also use a double-sided foam tape for that, and have little pieces around, but I just think it's faster to do it this way, and it's even too. You have an even layer. And the last one that you are going to glue is the color that you chose for your background. So I chose, for this one, I chose orange, because that's what goes with my card base here. But you can choose any color. I'll show you another card that I made and give you another idea for shaker cards as well, which is this one. See that I used different, actually what I did was I put different color of cardstock, or you can just color it if you want. But I wanted it to be different, and each one of these windows here, I wanted a different color. So that's something that you can do too. How cute is that? Look at this. Oh, all this, and that's for my sister. She's a dog person. So yeah, that's what you can do too. But for this one, we're just going orange. So let me just do this really quickly so you can see how we assemble this. The first thing is the acetate, so we're just going to have a nice layer of glue. My glue is so thick right now. I should get another one. I'm going to get another one. This one should be better. Just get the first, it's a bit dry here. So there. Yeah, that's faster. This one is a little bit thick too, but that's fine. It works. It's just for the acetate, just to make sure that the sequins will stay where they're supposed to stay. There you go. You can use any kind of glue here. I actually usually don't use this type of glue. This is another type that you can use too, and it's drier, and I think it's easier actually to apply, but anyway. So let's do the second layer. This one I'm actually going to just have a whole bunch of glue here. Get a nice coverage, especially around here, because you don't want the sequins to move around. That should be good. Here I go. See, it looks perfect. I really like using foam for this. I think it's the best solution for shaker cards. And you can actually double up if you want it thicker. I think that should be good enough. Now let's do the fun part. I'm gonna go a little bit closer here. There you go. I'm gonna show you how to. This is the fun part. You put some sequins and you choose the colors you want. I'm going for a little bit here. I'm gonna mix with some other type that I have. These are cute. This is a little big for this space, I think, but that's fine. I'm gonna get a smaller one. Colorful. Add some more colors here. I think I'm overdoing it again. I always overdo with the sequins, but let's see. Let's see if that works. Just spread them around, get a good coverage, and get them off the foam. I think I should have used a big smaller sequence because this foam is not thick enough. Or either that or double up, but that's okay. That will be fine. So last thing to do is to let's get this glued. Okay, that's fine. This is really messy, but who cares? We're going to cover this and finish our panel. Just wiggle a little bit, move it around, just so it doesn't show when you look underneath. That should be good. Oh, there you go. Know what I just remembered? I should have stamped first because I have something to stamp here. Let me get the angle here right. It just doesn't look right now. Yeah, I don't want it to be. Just looks funny. There you go. So I have something to stamp for her because it's a birthday card. So wow, this really doesn't look right, does it? It's just the angle, I think. Let me just see if I can improve this. There you go. Okay, so I want to make sure that there is a happy birthday there. This is where it's gonna go. Should have done this first actually, just because there is a lot of A lot of layers there now, but perfect. Yay, good. I wasn't sure. And you can always add some sequins here too. Here, my little guy, that's the last thing I'm going to add because my sister loves animals and I thought she would like to have a little tiny animal here. And there you go. And I also added some foam to this little guy here just to add some dimension. And finally, I would add a couple of sequins there. So let's just get a few here, maybe 2, just to add some color. There you go. 1. Let's get another one here. 2. You can just move it around and place it wherever you want. Need some more glue here to make sure it stays. Oh my goodness, I'm just not putting enough glue, I guess. So there you go, should be more than enough now. Can you just stay, for Christ's sakes? There you go. One more, just last one. I'm gonna get a red one now. Red one is nice. And just put it here on the other side. And there you go. You have a card. And it's a shaker card. As you know, it's my favorite type of card. Make sure to check my video on how to make a shaker card. What is the last layer is the base itself. So we're going to add some more glue. Okay, I'm gonna use this tape here because it's so much faster. So practical and fast to apply. There you go. It's my favorite kind of adhesive. Okay, make sure to place it correctly here in the middle because that's the disadvantage of this kind of adhesive because you don't have any wiggle room. And now you're asking, well, there's something missing there, and there is, and I'm going to show you. This is very important actually. Where is the little piece of the R? I should have it around here somewhere. Can't find it, just a minute. Well, it doesn't look like I can't really find it, but anyway, I'm going to show you where that would go. I can't find it right now, but anyway. So this is where you would put the little white. I'm going to find it. It's here, around here somewhere. But that's the last thing you're going to glue, and you actually glue it on the acetate because it should be outside. So that's where you would put it, okay? But here we are. I'm going to show you another shaker card just to give you an idea for another one that if you want to make. This one I added an image here, but you can actually stamp and then cut, and it gives a very nice effect. This is what I did with this one here. Absolutely love this card. I made this for my friend Adri. Her name is Adriana. She's a ballerina, so I absolutely fell in love with this stamp, and this is something you can do too. See the R here? That's where I glue. You have to glue outside. So I stamped first the white base, this white base here, the matte, and then I cut it on my machine. But it's a beautiful effect. You know, it's another shaker card. But you can use your imagination. You can either use an image like this and give it some dimension, or you can stamp. And here's another one that I did. This is not with the name, but still it just gives you an idea for another card. Here we are. So thank you so much again for being here with me, and I hope you learned some more. Let me just get this a little bit up here. Oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time with this camera today. Oh, there you go. See, you have all the cards that I made today. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you soon.